Hello, everyone. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Growler Was in Seven Deadly Sins, Part 2. And where we left off, the kids then saw their father big as a entire planet. Yeah, that big. As he could go over, yeah. And when his sister looks at him, and she says, "Wow, you really grew to," yeah. And yeah, he basically, even like when he looks up, he sees some weird creature in the skies. As yeah, every every single person that looks up into the skies, they see him as he's waving at them. As yeah, even Diane was like a. They couldn't believe that he was the size of a. As he looks around, um, as he does like the same thing what his sister does when she was like little. He moves her head around, or he moves his head around so fast as he's happy that he's big enough. Yeah. As everyone is like, what? Including Gil Thunder. As, yeah. As Diane shows up, like, Floudrin couldn't believe that some guy, or he couldn't believe that this Titan, and he looked up at the Titan as he sees how like tall he is. As yeah, as she still in love with him. As she uses her her adult voice, like her that. Of course, in order to keep him like small as a human size, Merlin asks or tells her to open a portal to, yeah. So the serum he caught as he drinks it, as he becomes like back to the size of a human, as he, yeah, he was this same size. So yeah, but he's same size as his, or as what Droll is, as he walks around, as he battle, as he's ready to battle against his. Of course, he battles against the yeah, as he gets like Gil or the my goodness, Bond out, you know, as he punches him, as Demon King that was possessing the Meliodas. This was, he says, you're the Titan that is bigger than all of us put together. Let's see how you fare against somebody that's Ingun's level. Let's see. As he, and one of his arms just like when punched him, as he says, there's one thing that really ticks me off. As he like goes and hits Meliodas's like side, as he's ready to punch, or actually as his own sister was, and yeah, they were like, don't own. As he does it, he stabs Elner. As he's like mad. Like he was, yeah. As he basically went, as he drags his, as he's like, he tells him that he's a, no matter who I, as he finally unlocked a special power that's welded inside of his body, was called Infinity Earthquake thing. So when he unlocked it, he was right beside the Demon King Meliodas version, as he says, where are you going, chump? As he what looked like Bond, as, yeah, he basically went and like punched and really Otis, as he says, no matter who I was, I always will be protecting my family, my friends, people that I trust, the likes of you, Demon King, as he punches Meliodas, as he is doing some serious damage. As, yeah, everyone couldn't believe that is literally beating the Gun's will. Like he's beating them, as he tells himself, as his own kids were watching, as they can tell, or they know that he loves him so much. As they start cheering on him. And yeah, Meliodas was, as he says, if I have to get Meliodas out of you, or get you out of Meliodas's body, I will. As he used his own power, as when he got close, a person that absorbed the 10 Commandments was actually transferred into, was actually Meliodas transfer, or actually he transfers all the Demon King's powers, or Demon King's, into himself. So that if he as he says this, obliteration, as he destroys all the commandments inside of his body. As that guy's, he looks at him like, you're one strange fella, aren't you? Have a toast with me. I know that I destroyed your thing, but your spirit is now inside me. Here, have a toast. As he sees him, as he sat down, as he says I know that I care about you, everyone. Okay? So, yeah. Meliodas went back to his normal self, and then as he walks up to his sister and tells her that because when he saw her in a wedding dress, when I saw her when Growler saw his own sister in a wedding dress, he told her that, don't worry, I won't allow anyone to ruin your big day. I promise. Okay. And and she has that same face. Are you really? Yeah. And I don't want to be late to see your wedding, so. And he put up a magical force shield thing, so that magical barrier that only, so so then he checks on Meliodas, and he end up getting attacked by the, where is he? By him, and by that big bulky guy, the one that fighting stuff. Yeah. he basically, or they both attacked him. Where's Meliodas? Oh, the one that's in my staff right now. If I have to rip it out of your hands right now, I will. As he says, as his dark aura even shook them, make them shake so bad. As as he's like, he basically as he's beating them. Sorry, I was trying to think. As Zarathustra got Meliodas out, and Elizabeth too. As he grabs both of their like upper jaw part, and like, you know that one move where in One Piece where he grabs or Hyena grabs the two people's mouths and like start going behind, like over them, and like cracks their backs. Yeah, he does it, and he rips both of their heads right off. As he says, as he or one of his sisters wrote him a like little timestamp thing, as he says, okay, what time is it? As he looks at the time, as a demon king that's inside of him, says, you have plenty of time, because he could see what through his eyes too, so you have plenty of time. Okay, I don't want what if these giants were our race, as he's like having a panic attack, as Meliodas, or no, Elizabeth is trying to comfort him, as he tells her that he doesn't want to be late to his, okay, as I knew that you guys were in trouble, so I came. Him. As he's like trying to so he like basically went. Sorry if I was late. You're not late, you're super early, so yeah. As the brain dead like giants or mind controlled giants and fairies went and to try to attack, but he says, I am not allowing you to hurt or interrupt my sister. As he knows that he doesn't want to see his own sister's wedding to get ruined. So he ends up like, and he used time freeze. Yes. Yeah. as he used the cannon that shot out of his mouth. Yeah. As he's breathing. As, yeah. As he cares about his sister more than anyone. As, yeah. His sister tells him that, thank you for, this is what she says. Thank you for being there. That I didn't even know you, but you were my brother. Yeah, I am. Since after I was, or since after we were born, I always, er, I made a promise um, to myself to always look after you, no matter what will happen. Okay? As his own sister, like, runs up to him and, like, does that to him. Hmm. Hmm. So, yeah, they do the wedding thing. As he hears more, as he's more of the guard person. As, yeah, he's with his kids and his two wives. Yeah. As, yeah. So both of them are on guard, and he tells him that your kids are so cute, just like how you were back then. As he's blushing, huh? Back then, you should or all of the rest of it, I should have known that I had, or I was born as a Titan. So yeah. So yeah, he's blushing. Like yeah, so after or during the wedding thing, the the giants and fairies were trying to ruin it. But he says, you're not gonna ruin my sisters. As he's took away all the weapons away, and yeah, as he is, it feels weird as he throws them into his portal. As he now just remembered something. As he looks at Gil Thunder, as he like, as he, but they were still brainwashed or like mind controlled. So he's like, as he uses his big hands and smacks the rays around as he runs, and yeah, as he and it was finally time for Gil Thunder to. So yeah, so he walks up to Gil Thunder as he says, "I have something to tell you about." Okay, what is it? Well, you know your father, right? The one that's pincushion turned into a pincushion? Yeah. You want me to let him out? As Growler says that you want me to let him out? Sure. As he releases his own father, or like his father from, as he couldn't believe that his own father is really here. As he says, "How did you do that?" Well, during that year's thing, when, as he tells them that he basically he sealed him and made a clone, so the clone got all the heat. So yeah, I forgot to tell you that. As as they as he says, huh? Yeah, his own, as he couldn't believe that his own friend kept that a secret from him. He Growler thought he was gonna be upset at him, but he decides, or he runs up and gives him a hug. As he says thank you, as he starts tearing up, yeah, you're okay. As they couldn't believe that his own father had returned from the, yeah. So, yeah, then he was being, yeah, as, yeah, his own, like, sister tells him, you're you're so kind no matter how strong you are. You're always so kind to everyone. Yeah, during the me versus the Demon King, and before I died, or before, or after he struck me down, how will I put this? I treat all of you as from my friends and my family. I always protect all of you. Okay? As they can tell that he's telling the truth, that he does care about everyone. So yeah, he ends up being and of course, as he starts tearing up, he's covering one eye. As, yeah, the Demon King tells him that he no need to cry. As, yeah, he basically tells him that um, your, or of course, he looks at him and tells him that you're my friend. As that's what the Demon King says to him. You're now my best friend. As he tells, yeah, as he's calmly, like, as he looks over, or he could sense something, as he asked his sister if that's okay with her watching over them real quick. I have a bad feeling about something's gonna be happen at the Castle of Uranus. Yeah. Of course, the kid says, "Be careful." Mother, I will. I won't. Mm, if it's good to come to a shove, I'll be the one that'll send. As he goes, flies, or like he jumps over, and he seems like a goddess clan attacking as he swats them away like flies. As Ing Ming turns and looks at him as she tells him this. So you're the growler that defeated the Demon King. Or you sealed the Demon King in your own body. Huh. Ding ding ding. As Meliodas couldn't believe that his own friend and or he says, "Huh, you're kind of lovely today." So me as he grew to a size of her, so that to make, because his eyes were looking at her, or because eyes his eyes were looking or trying to look up, but he says, "Hold on." As he grew to a size of her, same size. There we go. As a Demon King gives him a bad time, like you already probably have as he quietly turns his head as he tells him to be quiet. I'm not saying that to her anytime soon. As he's trying not to be so embarrassed, but only people that know that he's embarrassed is, of course, Meliodas, Elizabeth, because Meliodas, she and Zarathos knows that he would rather look at girls, yeah. So, yeah, he basically looks at. He usually, if someone's taller than him, and yeah, he says that I look at, and I hang around with people like my own sisters, and I feel like having a bad day because I know that I'm not trying to miss any in the thing. And and something was weird, and as this is how weird it is. It happened so fast. As one minute he was talking to her about, like, what do you want, and to see us get iterated from the board. As before he said bored, she ends up went in and grabbed his shirt, pulled him in, and they made lip contact. As he's getting embarrassed of this girl, having her tongue down his throat thing. But, and no, they didn't, like, as he says, as she ends up putting her own, like, her own soul inside of him. Basically, as he was kind of embarrassed. Like, his face is so red, like a tomato. As they both know that it wasn't his, like, interest, but, and yes, they were also turning red because they couldn't believe that some random just straight up kisses them, or kisses her, or their husband, or, like, does that. As he's is embarrassed. So, the nurse tells him that, she tells him, let's fight. As he says, okay. As Joel is like, was there with his friend. As he's, like, punched him, or actually when she, like, used, like, all that power, and she punches him in the, like, side but he moved his body towards the left, or like a snake, dodged it, and ends up uppercutting her. As he as she tells him that you're pretty slick for being a really tight-end guy. As weird part is, this is the weird part comes in. When he was at age of 4 thing, who else was the watching him? Was her, yeah. So then, yeah. As his face is like totally like what she is. So I'm trying not to be like embarrassed myself, but yeah. So when he literally, or she literally, when they were like kissing thing, they ended up this is what they ended up with. She transferred her own soul into his body. Basically, yeah. It's like as before she like died in by his own hands. He said, or she says this. I heart you. As then suddenly that happens as he's like, as he's like so like embarrassed that even like he like grabs the like a tree as the kids were like, huh. Or actually the ones were like, huh. Thank goodness has you defeated her. Yeah. But then, and of course, they basically gives him credit about the like, oh, I guess Landis loves you more. Or, as he keeps turning red as tomato, as he's like, yeah. And of course, when the kids were asleep or went to bed, both Vampire and her asked him, why did you have to look at her in the eyes? As he went silent, as he, or as she, they both know that he would rather look at people and, or looking at, yeah. When she figured it out of why he always wants to look at them in the eyes instead of like looking at their, yeah. So yeah, that's a whole shenanigans. As inside of him was two guns, him and the one that I just had a minute and her was inside him. As it was just weird. So yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it off, so yeah. The kids were grown and yeah. The vampires and her, because he also had the power to keep people where they are, like her and young, yeah. As they were like, huh, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off because they between you don't know what, or I do, but guys don't want to know. Her and her do with him in the bedroom. So, and yeah. So, bye bye. See you guys, girls, later. And no thinking dirty thoughts, okay?